Tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, tennis. Where did that come from?
Well, I started playing actually a little bit before I joined the Army, but when I was in the Army, I played it more. So I'm a retired Army officer. I was in it for 20 plus years. But when I first came in the Army, I came in enlisted, which is a private, the regular basic training thing, and I played a little bit of tennis. And at the end of my 4-year enlistment, I called the local college and said, "Hey, how do I try out for the team?" And he said, "I'll meet you at the park and see how good you are." And we played, and he actually beat me, and I like apologized for wasting his time. And he said, no player on the team has gotten games off me. So he said, "I'll call the AD and see what kind of scholarship I can get you." And he offered me a scholarship right then.
Wow.
So I played there, but then I just played 1 year of college tennis. And then I got a ROTC scholarship. So I decided, I needed to, go full out on the Army, and tennis was just a side thing. So that was it for me for my college career. And then, but I still play tennis a little bit. A lot of times I'm in the Army, you don't even see a tennis court for years. So I think there was like a 7-year period I didn't even touch a racket. So the main reason I wanted to be a tennis coach, I just wanted to play tennis. And I thought, playing these kids would get me, playing and having fun. And that's really why I do this. It's just to kind of have a chance to actually play myself and have fun.
But you beat all of them, right?
I have never lost to a high school kid.
Good.
I'm hoping, I will be overjoyed when a player beats me. I haven't even lost a set. But when I do finally lose, I will be ecstatic, because then we'll be in really good shape for it.
Then you know that you've got something special.
Yes.
Were you overseas at all?
For most of my career, yeah.
Where were you?
So my first duty station was in Schweinfurt, Germany. I was there for 2 years. This was back in the Cold War era. I was in the CAV unit, and we were in the air CAV. So we did air missions along the Czech border. That was our mission. I got to be right up on the border and got to see the opposing forces. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an adrenaline rush, probably.
It is. It is exciting doing that. It's a great way to improve yourself as a person and get discipline, because as a young guy, I needed that discipline, and the Army gave it to me. And it was a great experience being in Germany and there. Yeah. And then as an officer, my first duty station was Korea. I was there for a year. And then I went to Egypt. It was part of the multinational force and observers unit there to patrol the Israeli-Egyptian border. So we lived in the desert for a year.
That had been a little interesting.
It was. It had its moments. There were some interesting things, but unfortunately I can't say all the interesting things that happened. But living in the desert was tough. It's probably where I played my most tennis in the Army as an officer, because we had a tennis court. It was made on hard sand, but we played a lot there because really there was nothing else to do. And we had a Colombian. The multinational force was made up of 4 different nations, and one of the nations was Colombian. And we had one guy that was a top-ranked tennis player, so I got to play him a lot.
Well, that's good for your game.
It was, yeah. Not for my ego, but definitely good for my game. And after that, I was in Kaiserslautern for a couple of years, which is in Germany. And then I moved to Schinnen, Holland, for a couple of years.